Atieno Otieno, County Director of Communications, Kisumu, Kenya, joins us to discuss the significance of this day. Thank you very much for joining us. Today marks the first ever World Kiswahili Language Day, a UN-organized celebration of an African language which has become one of the world's 10 most spoken. What does this mean for the speakers of the language?
Oh, it's a wonderful day. It's a beautiful day. Maybe I should teach you one Swahili word.
Please do.
When I say habari, you say mzuri.
Okay, say it again.
Habari.
Habari.
And you say mzuri.
Mzuri. What does it mean?
It's basically a greeting. It's very easy to learn, you know. And like one of the speakers in that story mentioned, it is just written as it is spoken. So habari is just written in those three syllables. It's basically H-A-B-A-R-I, habari. Very easy, very simple to spell. So it's a very beautiful day for us in East Africa, and I guess in Africa as a whole. We have had leaders really championing for Swahili to be transcontinental language here in Africa. We have Wole Soyinka, among others, who've been fighting for this. And the AU adopted it as a national language. And now here we are. It's a beautiful, beautiful day for more than 200 million speakers of Swahili. In Kenya, we had big celebrations in the capital city and also in Mombasa, which is the city where Swahili is widely spoken. And it was just a very, very nice day for Africa.
Yeah, I can feel the love for the language, even from the story that my colleague just shared with us. I'd like to ask, it's been adopted as an official language in Uganda. The Southern African Development Community, SADC, has also adopted it, as well as the African Union. What do you think is driving this acceptance?
I mean, the drive has been there for a long time. The push has been there from all corners of Africa and from the leaders of Africa. We've seen it started from the AU. I mean, it's a simple language. And I don't understand why it took us so long. I mean, a language that is spoken in more than 14 countries. And you have other countries learning it as a language beyond the borders of Africa. In the US, we have it being taught in universities. So what took us so long? It took us a long time to get here, but here we are finally. I think it is time for us to have a unifying language. And in my opinion, Swahili is the language. It is actually the first African language, native African language to be adopted. And therefore, I don't see why it took us so long. I don't see why Nigeria is not adopting it. It's about time you taught it in your schools and your universities.
It actually does sound simple. But let me ask, how important is it in terms of African trade and integration?
Absolutely important. I mean, if you think about it, when the Europeans colonized Africa, or during that time of colonization, one of the things that was an impediment for us in Africa was language. Language barrier actually just closes doors. But when you have language, it opens doors that you never even knew that existed before. I mean, language is a primary means of interaction. So if you can't interact in a language that both of you understand or both parties understand, obviously it will open so many doors in terms of companies coming into Africa, you know, to trade in Africa, in terms of people moving into Africa to, you know, interact with Africans in a language that they understand from their heart. You know, they say if you want to speak to somebody, speak in a language that they understand, and therefore you reach them at the depths of their hearts. So language is quite very important for trade, even just regionally. In Africa, we can now trade with, say, Uganda, Tanzania. For me, when I travel across Africa, if I travel to Tanzania, I can easily, as a guest lecturer, for example, because I do that, I can easily interact with Tanzanians, interact with Ugandans. I mean, once you open a language that someone understands, tell me, is there any door that you cannot open?
No. I'm sure after tonight, I'm going to go and check some common words that I can use. I guess that's asante sana. I think that's thank you in Swahili.
Karibu sana. And I hope you learn more words in Swahili and join the rest of Africa. as we continue in this one unifying trans-African, in my opinion, language.
Thank you again. Asante sana.
Karibu.
All right.